Ugh.
Good morning, everyone. The end of a yawn. It's a Monday.
It's a Monday, all right. Monday after holidays.
Lisa Badeau, Dylan Vogt. Yeah, back to work, back to school, back to the real life after the long holiday week. I had several days off. You were here.
I did not. I just had a regular weekend, but it was an exhausting weekend. So
No time
I'm back
off for
here.
you.
Yeah, no time off.
Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live on this Monday, November 28th. We want to remind you, you can watch this Facebook live, of course, on your feed anytime. You can also watch and listen to this later on our WDAY Inforum YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast platform. A great way to get the news and weather that you need to start your day. And I wanted Dylan to come back here because we had some fun pictures to share today. Talked a little bit about, if you were watching this morning on First News, Lydia talked about how today's going to be like the last really nice day. I've enjoyed these, like 30, some people 40.
Who hasn't? I mean, it's been super nice. Doesn't really feel like winter at all.
No.
But it's coming back.
When I left work last week, I was stomping through snow. This morning, I was like crispy brown grass.
Yes, yeah.
So.
It's nice out. And like this whole weekend, of course, we had that melting weather, and we got some really cool frost formation pictures into our weather email. We had some cool rime ice, which is, of course, when you get that melting snow, it adds moisture to the air. You get fog, and that fog freezes on objects. We had some really cool pictures. I showed that this morning on First News. And yeah, so nice weekend, really. It hasn't been too bad. Today is going to be warmish again, near freezing, but it's not going to feel warm. So
you just checked. It was very up to the minute right before this came on. You went out and looked out the window.
Yes, not snowing.
Not snowing.
There is snow on the radar, but it's not snowing. You kind of check with your eyes to see if it is or not. But there'll be some light snow flurries throughout the day today. Northern Minnesota could pick up closer to an inch, I suppose, but I think most of us will be okay. Wind out of the west, 10 to 25. At a cloudy sky. So it's temperatures in the mid 30s, but it's not going to feel that warm because of that cloudy sky, that breeze, and you know, looking at this, we're going the wrong direction. By next week, we'll have temperatures in the single digits for highs. So December is almost here, and so are those temperatures we don't like.
It'll feel like December, and it will be December, so I guess it makes sense.
Exactly.
All right. But if you did get any more of those frost pictures, maybe you took some over the weekend, send them in. So,
weather at WDAY.com.
Love it. Thank you so much, Dylan. All right. Let's check out some of the top headlines for you this morning. This is a story that we're tracking for you here on WDAY. A band teacher from Fargo South High School is expected to be in court today for the first time. He was arrested over the weekend on suspicion of corruption of a minor. 43-year-old Sebastian Tackling was booked into the Cass County Jail on Saturday. We don't have a lot of details right now as to what led up to that arrest, but we are hoping to learn more today, of course, with details that will be released through the public court filings. School district leaders did tell WDAY that they just learned about the arrest on Sunday. The district leadership team met immediately and put Tackling on administrative leave, pending, of course, the outcome of the investigation and pending the outcome of the court proceedings. Of course, WDAY will track this story for you today, and we'll have an update for you on our evening newscast. So be sure to stay with us for that. Also right now, deputies are investigating an accidental shooting that happened in Stutzman County. It involved a man from Moorhead and Jamestown. But this is what we're learning this morning. Deputies say the two men were shooting at a coyote about 10 miles northwest of Jamestown. The Moorhead man was actually hit and had to be airlifted to Fargo. We are still working to learn his condition. Although at this point, authorities say it was accidental. They're not releasing names, and they say at this point no one is facing any criminal charges. Maybe you noticed this. Maybe you've heard this as you've been watching WDAY and especially First News. A lot more police chases happening. Not lost on North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley either. He believes weak sentences are contributing to a rise in those police chases, and he says changes are needed to fix it. Wrigley says law enforcement agencies across the state have been telling him just how significant of an issue police chases have become. They say that they're now at levels they've never been at before. Wrigley says light sentences are the issue, at least partially. He says that in most cases, people do not receive additional jail time for fleeing police. Wrigley says he plans to propose some new legislation that would require offenders convicted of fleeing law enforcement to serve their sentences consecutively. Today, the Fargo-Moorhead Area Foundation is kicking off its annual Caring Catalog for local nonprofits across the FM Metro. The FM Foundation is highlighting 25 local nonprofits this year that they're going to support during the holiday season. If you check it out, the catalog has a rundown of each nonprofit, what their mission is, and some easy ways for you to donate. The foundation also covers all credit card fees to donate to organizations around the community. That catalog runs until December 9th. If you want more information, just go to inforum.com to check that out. A couple of national headlines. You probably heard this. The Biden administration is resisting calls from pediatric health groups to declare a national emergency because of what they're calling the triple-demic. The American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association says cases of the flu, COVID, and RSV are overwhelming the health system. A declaration of national emergency would give providers additional funding, more flexibility from regulations to deal with what they're calling a crisis. Today, big shopping day, shopping holiday, of course, it's Cyber Monday. Sales are expected to top $11 billion today. The deepest discounts, TVs, laptops, and beauty products. Black Friday, if you were out, you were one of $9 billion being spent throughout the weekend, about a 2% increase from last year. So you helped in that, a higher than expected for shopping for Black Friday. An update on Jay Leno. I don't know if you've been following this story at all. Just 2 weeks after suffering burn injuries in a garage fire, comedian Jay Leno returned to the stage last night. The former Tonight Show host performed in front of a sold-out crowd at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach, California. Leno actually has scheduled 3 additional shows at that same club in December. So he's back at it, making fun of himself. Should be interesting. Another kind of fun story for you. Lydia and I talked about this quite a bit on First News this morning. The masks are off, right? The lipstick's going on. One beauty analyst says lipstick sales are actually up 37% through October. Of course, that's because during the pandemic, when people were wearing masks, they weren't wearing lipstick, but apparently it's back on. Major retailers like Macy's, Target, and Kohl's say cosmetic sales like lipstick are actually helping to freshen up their outlook for the holiday season. Okay, in case you missed it, of course, we're still in playoff season here. The Bison had a bye, but they're back at it this weekend. The Montana Grizzlies overcame a 21-point deficit in the second half to rally past Southeast Missouri State. So, this Saturday, December 3rd, Montana plays the Bison in the second round of the playoffs. You can guarantee that they're going to be talking about this today on Hot Mic with Dom Izzo. And also, Lydia brought this up to me too. I believe the NDSU women's basketball team still undefeated. Just awesome, awesome play. So lots to talk about sports-wise here on this Monday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, a lot of these stories we'll be tracking throughout the day, so you can join us again. Our newscast start at 11 this morning. Once again, for that full hour, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And I want to remind you, I was talking about Cyber Monday today, Black Friday sales. Our Black Friday sale is continuing with our Inforum.com subscriptions. Today and tomorrow, you can still get in on this, 50% off your subscription. So check that out. Just go to Inforum.com/subscribe to get that deal. Fantastic deal. Of course, Inforum.com, the place with all your news and weather headlines throughout the day. So that's all for right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow morning on First News from 5 to 7.